Good evening and Happy New Year to you all. Welcome to Behind the Fangs Progeny podcast. And I'm your host, the Lois Lane of the Vampires, Ming Chao Clementine Wu. That makes me chuckle. Okay, so tonight our guest is Arch Cleo Eldritch Sin. Thank you so much for joining us here and speaking to the community about your new bloodline. This is really exciting and congrats to you and your family.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. I know the community is very excited to hear about your new bloodline. So I'll jump right into the first question. So can you tell us then who, Arch Cleo, who's your daddy, who's your original sire, and the story of your embrace, like how you came to be on the dark side?
Well, actually, my original sire was a friend of mine that I knew from a club I was working at, Kyler. He
Is it a
wasn't my.
vampire club or just a
Uh,
regular
uh,
club?
yeah, it was more like a gothic, um, a gothic club. Yeah,
Oh, nice. Okay.
music, stuff like that. But he wasn't with me very long. He left our clan fairly early. So
Okay.
Antonia took me under her wing. She couldn't embrace me anymore because she had just become a diabolic. So she actually asked Arch Rachel to resire me, and she was my sire all the way up until just recently, obviously.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
So, Antonia's mother.
Oh, she's diabolic. Antonia is wonderful. So I'm sure she's very honored, proud to have you as her daughter and vice versa. So, okay. So now, please tell us, if you will, about your career in Progeny, like any titles that you currently hold. And I would love to hear the history of your clan too, if you will share that with us.
I have had obviously princeps and sovereign. I was liaison for a little while in Kyler's house when I first was turned. But the clan was Antonia's. It was actually a fairly new clan right before she became a diabolic. So,
Oh, okay.
I was ambassador too. So, when she left us and went on to greener pastures,
Mhm.
and my brother Shammy took over the clan, I became ambassador, and I was ambassador all the way until this past July, actually. He made me, actually, it might have been a little just before July, I want to say. He made me co-sovereign, and then in July, actually, I became sovereign. So it
Oh,
all
very nice.
happened. That all happened this year.
Wow. So it's been an incredible year for you, for sure. Very
Yes.
successful.
Yep.
That's awesome. Congrats. Okay. So, now I noticed a couple of the different like Discord and some places you have the nickname of Baby Fang, which is absolutely adorable. So is there a story that you would be willing to share with us about that?
Yeah, well, actually, when I met
'Cause your
my
fangs aren't no baby fangs now, let me tell you.
they're not anymore, but there's actually
No.
funny part to that too. So I met my dear friend Reaper Pontevecchio,
Oh,
actually,
yes.
when we were at the famous Voice Island.
Oh, yes,
and
on my island.
we became really, really good friends, close friends. And actually we used to nip at each other.
Aw,
and
love-like.
and he used to tease me and call me Baby Fang. So that's how I
Oh,
get, and it's always stuck. And actually, when I became an Arch, I said, I'm not baby Fang anymore. And he says, yes, you've upgraded to toddler Fang. So,
Oh my God.
so
Oh,
yeah,
you're like, yeah, come closer. Let me show you, right?
yeah. So he's always teasing me about my age. So
Oh, I love that. That's adorable. It's very personable and special. All right. So now on to the hard questions, the loaded ones. Now, what is it like to be a new Arch? And did you have like a special ceremony? Is there some kind of like Illuminati-ish ceremony that they do? How do you transform?
uh, actually, there is a ceremony, but unfortunately, our source has been very busy, as you know, and he did not have time to do
Oh,
it.
yes.
But so
Okay.
I didn't get to have the ceremony. I was looking forward to it, but you know, he's a busy guy, so
Yes, absolutely.
it's understandable. But
Yes.
as a new Arch, well, it's exciting. It was a surprise to me, obviously.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that, but it's nice to know that um the Diabolics and our source, you know, noticed my hard work with the clan. You know, I rebuilt it basically from, you know, the ground up. You know, when
Yeah.
Antonia left us, you know, we lost, you know, some people. They were there for her, and you know, it was hard times. And our sovereign at the time, he, you know, couldn't do a whole lot. He was busy with real life, so you know, it kind of, you know, dwindled a little bit. But you know, I
Yeah.
built it back up, and now we're back on top again. So
That's amazing. So it's exciting then. I can't
it
what's it
is.
like the first time they call you Arch Cleo? Are you just like blown away? Just it's
Well,
different.
yeah, I kind of giggle. You know, it's it's like, yeah, I'm just Cleo. You know,
You gotta get used to it, right? You gotta get
right,
used.
all right, right. You know,
Oh, that's great. Okay, so now does your bloodline have a backstory that you could share with us?
um, really, the only backstory is, I mean, I owe a lot to my mother, Antonia, and you know, she took me under her wing and helped me and taught me as much as she could, you know, within her, you know, limits of being a diabolic. And
Right.
um but I mean, I owe everything to her. So really, I mean, that's where the name came from, obviously. I mean, I'm proud to be an Eldritch, and I've had this name for 2 years now, so it hasn't
Yes,
changed except for a few
absolutely.
add-ons and subtractions. But you know, Eldritch has always been, you know, in my name, so it's, you know, it's just a tradition we're carrying on, I think.
It's very special. It's good to do
Yes.
that. It has meaning. So for those of in the community that don't know what your bloodline name is or your clan name, could you share that with us?
Um, Actually, it's Eldritch. Actually, the clan is Eldritch. That is what it was named. Antonia named that, and just when I decided to name the bloodline, I went back and forth through two. Um, Dark Ashes is my house, and I was going to use that, but really, I Eldritch was the better fit. So.
Okay, very nice. Dark ashes, that's very pretty. I like that. Okay, so now do you have any this is they give me all the hard questions, right? Everyone send your hate mail to dot dot dot. Okay. Do you have any opinions on the changes that are happening from within the councils that you would feel comfortable sharing?
Oh Lord, I have lots of opinions about that.
Okay.
I mean, we were doing lots of work in, you know, in the COH, and you know, we wanted to move on and make changes in the GCSE, you know, as a sovereign. So, um, I look forward to the changes. I'm glad that they are working on changes. I think just like all the sources changes that he's, done in the last year, it was things that had to be done, to keep the system running. And I think that, the GCSE could benefit from some changes. Some of the laws are slightly outdated. And I think if they're going to incorporate, all the vampires, which I think is a great idea, there definitely needs to be some changes. So I look forward. I mean, I can't help with that any longer as an Arch, but I have, 2 great sovereigns that are going to help with that. So hopefully,
that's awesome.
hopefully it'll, the changes will get made and it'll be good for, everybody.
Yes, it's going to be a fantastic year ahead. I'm pretty positive. So that kind of leads us into our next questions. So then, as a new Arch and you're overseeing the vampire community, is there anything you'd like to accomplish, any goals that you have for the new year?
Really, my main focus right now is just building the bloodline. We started out with just, 1 clan, and now we're 3. So, that's pretty much it. That's my focus is, building the bloodline and see what happens. I'm kind of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal. So,
hey, sometimes that's the best way, right?
Whatever comes up, comes up. Who knows? I mean, everything's changing. So there's a lot of new changes, exciting changes coming, I believe. So we'll see where those take us.
A lot to look forward to, for real. So, okay. So, well, Arch Cleo, before we wrap up this interview, do you have any last final parting words for our audience?
Well, just, reach for your goals in Progeny. I know a lot of new people coming into the system. You might get discouraged, but you never know. Don't let anybody tell you can't be something. When I first started out, I was like, oh, well, these are all the things I could do, but I don't know how far I want to go. And we used to joke around about it, some of us in the family, and I was like, I don't think I'll want to be past maybe a sovereign, but now here I am. So, just, you never know what'll happen, hard work and, get involved. That's important. People really need to get involved. There's, lots of guilds. So lots of new things, maybe with the lycanthrope stuff, that seems to be developing. So
yes.
Yeah, but don't let anybody tell you can't do it. That's for sure.
Okay, it's very good. It's very good advice. You all heard it from Arch Cleo. So with that, thank you so much for joining us here this evening, Arch Cleo. It's been a real pleasure, and I appreciate you taking your time.
You're welcome. And thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome here anytime. So maybe further down the road, you might want to come back and be a guest again. So
yes,
it would be an honor.
That'd be great.
So for the rest of you, don't forget all to like and subscribe to the podcast for new and upcoming interviews from amazing people done by our podcast team. So don't miss them. Happy New Year to you all. Cheers and good night, community, until we meet again. Good night, Arch Cleo. Thank you again so much.
You're welcome.
She's a red widow. Where you caught up? What you knew? Yeah, she'll get you good. Better lay low. Coming after you tonight. Yeah, she's killing on, click, clack, bang, bang. trigger with a razor tongue. Yeah.